Hi Virgo, welcome to Yellow Cardinal Tarot with me. My name is Carol and this is going to be a general reading for mid-December. And so Virgo, we're going to be doing a mid-month check-in and I'm going to be looking for a pattern that's showing up in your life. And obviously it's something that you've seen before because it's a pattern. And this time it's coming up because you need to heal it, right? So we're going to be starting off with the Curious Travels deck, and I'm going to pick a few cards from that, and then I'm going to clarify it with the Tarot of the Abyss. And so we'll get started by looking at so what the pattern is that's showing up for you this month. I do want to say, I'm just going to give you one announcement, and then I'll get on with your reading. So I think starting January, I'm going to be changing the format of my readings. Now, I normally did for last year, because we're 1 year old, I did a monthly reading and then I did a mid-month reading, and I thought I would switch it up. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a reading, one reading at a time, rather than do 12 all at the same time. So there's not going to be any dates on my readings. They're whenever, you know, people see them, it's meant for them, and they're going to be those type of readings that it will be meant for them when it comes to their feed. Excuse me. So, you know, I may post a couple in one day, and then maybe not, you know, a few days later I'll post, you know, 1 or 2 more readings, and it'll just be a cycle. And there's not going to be like you know, it's not going to be an exact day of the week that your reading will come out. It'll just come out when it comes out. And, you know, so you could get 3 readings in a month. You know, maybe 4 sometimes, it depends. Yeah, so that's how I'm going to try that. So let's begin with what pattern is showing up for you right now, Virgo. 1 card for that. You have the Strength card. Nice card to begin with. What aspect from your shadow is driving this card is the next thing that we're going to be looking at. So I want you to know that this first row is your outer world, and it is what you're consciously aware of. You are aware of this pattern. What you don't know is what is coming up from your shadow for healing, and that is your unconscious. We don't know what's sitting in our unconscious, but the thing is about our unconscious and why it's so important to heal what's sitting in it is going to continue to bring up the same pattern in your life for you to heal until you heal it. And if you don't, it keeps bringing it up and bringing it up. And that's why we scratch our heads and we go like, what's going on? Why does this keep coming up? Because everything in your outer world right here, this pattern that's showing up, everything in your outer world is a reflection of what's sitting in your inner world. And everything in your outer world is in you. And once you can figure that out, once you can start to realize that what shows up in your outer world is really just a reflection of what you need to heal. So what aspect from your shadow is coming up for healing right now that's driving what's happening with you in your outer world? We have these 3 cards that want to come out. So you have the 10 of Swords. You have the Queen of Pentacles. And then you have the 9 of Pentacles in your shadow. That's what needs healing. And let's get some advice from the tarot as how you can start to begin to heal what's coming up from your shadow. And you have the Judgment card. Now, if you're not unfamiliar with shadow or shadow work, I've left a really good video for you in the description box below. And it's taken from my other channel called Carol Cares. And it's all about facing your shadow, and I put it together for you because I've been on my own shadow work, intensively healing journey for the last few years, 7 years and a half actually. So I put it together for you, and you can take a look at that. It's in my description box, like I said. So Strength card. Let's look at. Let's ask the tarot right now for a couple cards. There's 1. to clarify. You have the Nine of Cups and the Five of Pentacles. I think I am okay with these three cards right here. I'm going to leave them. I'm just going to ask for judgment. Something to clarify the judgment. Sometimes if I ask for more clarification, if it gives me too many cards, then it's like, judgment card, couple cards for that, please. One more card, please. Just trying to shuffle it a different way and see if it comes out. There we go. Okay, Six of Swords in reverse. And the Page of Swords. All right, so let's begin with the pattern that's showing up in your outer world. And you're very much aware of this. And it's a pattern that you know comes up. And it's kind of for healing. So you have the Strength card. And the Strength card is a beautiful card. I love this depiction of this lion. It's holding this individual in its paws. And it's almost like, you know, I look at this as the universe holding you in their hands. And it's a card that comes up that says, that reminds you that you have the strength to go inwards. You have the strength to heal this. And humans are so petrified to go and delve into their inner world, to feel these emotions. But we all have the strength to do it. The thing that we need to remember is that these big emotions and things that happen to us that we put away in our shadow, we put them away when we were younger, because we couldn't handle them when we were younger. And those are the big emotions that came up for you as a child when you were, or an adolescent. And now as an adult, you're being asked to, you know, to feel these big emotions, to open up that Pandora's box and start to feel and start to heal this. And you have the strength to do it. The Nine of Cups that comes in, the Nine of Cups is a card about this woman is smelling the roses, you know, when you take time out and to smell the roses. And oftentimes it's like, often she's used actually, this is I forgot this depiction of this card and it just came back to me right now. It's like this woman has taken all her emotions and her cups, right? All these cups that had her emotions in it. It's like she decided, you know what? I'm good. I don't need to feel anymore. I've done all my feeling. I've done all my healing. I'm going to use these cups now as planters. I'm going to put some plants in them, and I might as well just use them for that, right? Because I don't really need them anymore, because I've already done all my healing and all my feeling. And so to me, this card is, I call it my shadow bypasser or my spiritual bypasser card. It's like that individual that maybe has taken off into the world of spiritualism, but forgot that they were human and that they still need to feel. And, or it's the, you know, the individual that has decided, you know what, I'm not feeling anymore. I'm done. I'm shut down. I don't want to do it anymore. Or, you know, I've done all my healing. And, you know, but the universe is coming out and saying, well, you know what? You got the strength and you can do this. This is the Nine of Cups. There's still one more card here. There's the Ten of Cups here. And you need to get to that. You haven't got there yet. You're just at the 9. And the 10 of Cups is that full range of motion when we feel all our emotions. But I think so you're sitting here in this pattern of yours where you've just kind of closed up and said, you know what, I'm done healing, or whatever it is. I'm done healing, or I don't want to feel anymore. I've felt enough. I've healed enough. Oh my God. I can't tell you how many times I've told my own therapist that I'm done this damn journey. I'm fed up with it. I don't want to feel my emotions anymore. I'm done. It hurts so much. And I can't tell you how many times I've said that. So maybe that's where you're sitting, you know. I'm done. I don't want to do this anymore. And then the Five of Pentacles comes up in this card of these individuals that this woman in the background is saying, you know, come on in. It's cold outside. You're poorly dressed, or these people just look like they need some help. This girl needs some help in this picture. And this woman is in the back going, or somebody in the back is saying, come on in. Could be, no, it doesn't necessarily look like it. Could be a... yeah, they're yelling at them to come in. Come on into this church. There's some help here. And these individuals are, you know, they're not willing to get that help. They're not willing to. And so, you know, maybe that's you. Maybe that's you just not wanting to get help. Don't feel like you're worthy enough. Don't feel like you deserve it. Don't feel like you deserve any of this, you know. Don't feel good about yourself. You feel unworthy. Like, what does it matter, you know? But the universe is saying it does matter. You do matter. It's coming out saying they want you to do this. You have the strength to go inwards. You have the strength to feel this unworthiness that you're sitting with, you know? And unworthiness comes from this emotion, this big emotion called shame. And shame is something that everyone has. We don't talk about. It's a sneaky one. It's not something like it. You can't identify it like you can. Anger is easy to identify, or, you know, hopelessness. But shame is like it's hidden. It's actually hidden behind our depression, our hopelessness, really. And so you have this unworthiness here, the shame that somebody gave you. It's not something that we're born with. It's something that people gave you. It's things that people told you about yourself to make you feel unworthy. They were lies that people told you about yourself. And that's what you're sitting with. Those lies that you tell yourself of why you don't want to feel anymore. Yeah, and so where's this coming from? Where's all this shame coming from? This unwillingness to feel anymore, to go deeper. Well, when you were younger, as a child or an adolescent, because now we're going into your shadow. These are the things you put away. Look what happened to you when you were younger. The swords are our mental energy. They're our mental body. There are the things that people told you when you were younger. Here's the Five of Pentacles of these people that feel unworthy because they were told lies, shameful lies about themselves. These are the shameful things that people told you. And they're like daggers. And when you're younger, they're like a dagger in you. And look what it did to you. It did you in. All of these things that people told you. Here's your true self. Here's your authentic self. Look what's happened to it. You were made to believe all these lies about yourself that put an end to your authentic self. And so you continue as an adult believing all of these things up here, these mental thoughts. That's where you are. But it's time to heal these. It's time to heal the shame. You know, all this stuff that you were told. Here's the Queen of Pentacles in the middle of your shadow. And the Queen is the feminine. This is the first Queen, yes. She is the feminine side of you in my deck. We all have a masculine side and a feminine side. Doesn't matter what gender you are. It has nothing to do with gender. But you have a feminine side. And this Queen has the quality of loving the body, loving the pentacle. The pentacle is the body. The pentacle has everything to do with, it's the earth element. It has everything to do with grounding into your body, everything to do with loving your body, the self-worth, feeling like you're worth something. The Queen of Pentacles loves her body. She is very grounded. She lives in her body. She feels all of her emotions. And so that part of you, of being in your body, is buried. What happens when we're younger? We, 4, 5, 6 years old, when we're younger, we are very much born into this world. And even, like I said, at 4, 5, 6 years old, we are very much in our body, and we feel all our emotions, and we know who we are, and we feel free to, feel our emotions, and we feel free to be ourselves. But what happens is, when we are told all these things about ourselves when we were younger, and our authentic self is buried, we feel like we don't matter. And we no longer are in our body, because when we feel that unworthy, like we don't matter, the last place we want to be is in our body. So we feel these emotions. Those emotions of hopelessness and unworthiness, those are huge emotions for a child to feel. And to stay in our body and try to feel those emotions, it's too painful. So what happens is we'll go right up in our head, and we dissociate. We get out of our body. We get out of our body. And the Nine of Pentacles here. And this is a card about focus, about knowing what really, really matters to us, the Nine of Pentacles. But in this case, it's like you lost focus of what really mattered. You really lost focus of who you were and what mattered to you. Because what mattered to you wasn't important to anyone else. And that's what you needed when you were younger. You needed that to be validated, and it wasn't. I mean, you didn't matter. And people told you that by telling you these things about yourself. And that's where that shame comes in. And so how can you start to heal that shame that everyone has on a continuum? How can you start to heal that? Because it's a shitty, shitty feeling. And so, well, the first card that comes out is the Judgment card. The Judgment card comes out. It's a major arcana card. It's number 20, right? We're almost at the closure's number 21, the World card. And we're almost there. The Judgment card comes out when it's like, it's a calling to get back to. Maybe you're feeling it. Here's this calling. The universe is calling you to get back to your truth, back to your authenticity, back to who you really are. And that's what's happening right here. The Six of Swords is coming out next, and this is a card that's in reverse right now. The Six of Swords in my deck is a card. If you look closely at this one, in an upright position, there's this woman. It looks like that's sitting on this bird, this eagle, this some bird that's taking her away. If you notice underneath, there's these swords, and it looks like there's these big, huge waves that are coming up. Very dangerous right here, these waves that could swallow her up. But here's this bird that's taking her to safety. The Six of Swords is my safety card, especially when you're talking about being on the healing journey. This is in reverse for you. And so I'm wondering here if you need to, in order for you to get on this healing journey and getting back to your true self and healing the shame that you need to heal and finding out who you really are, you need to be in a safe place. And I think you can only answer that. This is a general reading. Sometimes we can actually think that we have the protection of the person we're with, but that's the person we actually need to be away from, right? So are you in a safe place? Sometimes we're around the people that planted this shame, that gave this shame to us, It could be our parents, our caretakers, people around us that from our family of origin that would have, you know, given us all these swords right here. And we're continuing to be around these people and they're not safe for us. Are you in a safe place? Because in order to do this work, in order to continue, in order to, if you truly want to find out who you really are and help yourself and save yourself, you need to be in a safe place. And finally, the Page of Swords comes out as the end. And it's a beautiful card here. The pages in my deck, there are 4 of them. They represent our inner children. And I know mainstream psychology says we just have one, but I know that I have more than one inner child. I have a few of them. And they hold our memories, they hold our emotions. And this particular page is the page that holds your authenticity. It's the little inner child of yours that knows who you were. And it holds your truth. But when a page shows up, it's an inner child, it needs healing. And so you have an inner child right now that knew who you were, that holds your authentic self, and that knew who you were before you got all this shame. And it really wants to heal. And so I'm going to leave you with a playlist on shame. And I'm going to leave you with another playlist on journaling, because in order to get in touch with your inner child, you need to start to journal about your emotions, about what you're feeling, because that's going to get you in touch with your inner child. Because guess what? That's what they're feeling. What you're feeling is what they're feeling right now. And so that's how you're going to start to heal them. They need to be heard. They need to be listened to, and they need to be understood, because they weren't when they were younger. And it's up to you now to listen to them and understand them. They have a voice, and you're going to give them that voice. So, Virgo, I want you to have compassion for yourself, for what you're working through. This is the most difficult journey of your life, but it's the most important one. And I'll talk to you next year. Bye.